What's up, guys? My name is Lake Castlevania. I'm here with my good friend David Alexander from Icon Collective. This is the third video in our series on music theory tutorials. So far we've touched on finding the scale and then finding the minor scale and then finding the chords within that scale. Today we're going to talk about the major scale.
Right. So let's get right to it. The beautiful thing about any minor scale is that there's actually a major scale embedded inside of it. In harmony and theory, we call this relative major, relative minor scales. So if we look at the C minor scale, normally we start on C and we have these notes. But to find a major scale, all we do is go to the third note of a minor scale and play those exact same notes.
Right, so if you know a minor scale, you basically know a major scale. You're just playing from the scale starting from a different note.
Right, so C minor is from C to C, but if we go to the third note, we have E flat, and inside there is E flat major scale. So we're going to play these same notes from E flat to E flat. And that sounds like a major scale. The reason this is important is because of what we consider the root. In C minor, C is the root, so all the chords relate to this C minor chord. It's the resolution chord, it's where you feel most grounded in the music. And because it's minor, it's going to give the music a sad feeling. But if we rearrange those chords so that E flat is now the one chord, the resolution, the home bass,
like to call it.
Exactly, home bass, the root chord, that resolution is going to be uplifting, it's going to be major.
And therefore feel happier. And so, you know, this is showing you another tool. Maybe you've written a song in minor, you want to write something that's a little bit happier. This is your tool, this is the way to use those notes, flip it a little bit and write something in a different style.
Right, so let me just give you an example of how changing the first chord in the perspective of major or minor changes the emotion of the music. For a moment, let's pretend that we're in a C minor scale, and we're going to assign a number to each chord. There are 7 chords, so the first chord, C is 1, D diminished is 2, E flat major is 3, F minor is 4, G minor is 5, A flat major is 6, E flat major is 7.
Yep, so 7 notes in the scale, 7 chords.
Right, and when I speak to other people that understand harmony and theory and I describe a progression, I actually use the numbers of the notes to describe it. So I might say this is a 1, 3, 7, 6 progression, and they know that I'm playing the first chord, the third chord, the 7th, and the 6th. But when you're in a major, the quality of the chords remains the same. So in major we have E flat as the first chord, F minor is 2, G minor is 3, A flat major is 4, B flat major is 5, C minor is 6, and our friend D diminished is the 7th chord. And now if I were to write a progression in E flat major, it might sound something like this. You got a beat for me?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Bring it in.
So that's actually not a very dark progression. It feels a little bit more uplifting, very happy.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's something I would hear during the day at a festival maybe, right? And if we analyze that in terms of what number of chords we're using, we have to use E flat as our reference. So E flat being 1, I started with 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th chord, which is A flat major. So I went 4, 5, 1. Then I went to 3, 4, and that was the progression. Again, that's 4, 5, 1, 3, 4. And that basically just gave us a happy, uplifting vibe.
Yeah, so the important thing to remember is if you know a minor scale, you know a major scale. It's the same notes, the same chords. It's just the arrangement and the ways that you use it that changes the feeling of the sound.
Exactly. So go to the third note to find the major scale. And if you know the major scale, and you want to find the minor scale inside of it, go to the 6th note. So from E flat, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that takes us back to C.
C.
And C to C is your relative minor scale. That's it.
That's it. I would say go have a little fun experimenting, playing something now in the major scale, and we'll see you next week for the next video.
Go make some music.